Hi, we're Girl Scout Troop 2674 from St. Francis Cabrini.
I've been a Girl Scout since I was 5 years old.
Since I was in kindergarten.
For 9 years now.
We built a garden here at Camp Silverbrook. We had different troops come over during the summer, and we planted different kinds of produce.
We decided to give all of the produce that we got to our local food pantry in Washington County, and we decided to help them because hunger is a big issue in our area, and we wanted to do something to help.
So the first thing we did was to build a frame for our garden.
Then we got soil from PMF Landscape, and after we had rigged that down, and we got to plant the seeds, and then we were ready to watch the garden grow.
We brought bags full of beans and squash and cucumber to the food pantry about every week.
I always thought it was cool when other Girl Scout troops did big projects for Girl Scouts, and I realized that I can do the same thing.
I've been a Girl Scout since I was 5 years old, and I've learned a lot of skills over the years that have helped me work together to build this garden, and they are skills that will benefit me for the rest of my life.
We learned how to be leaders not only in our projects but in our everyday lives.
I felt really proud after I completed my Silver Award because I was able to give back to my community and become more part of it by doing this project and helping others who are less fortunate than me.
And helped hunger in the Washington County area and show that no matter what age or how small, you can make a change in your community.
We've been a Girl Scouts for 9 years together.
And we live united.
Yeah.
As an American Red Cross, we respond to fire, floods, and tornadoes within our community.
Whenever we respond to a disaster, we always respond in teams of 3. We first of all do an assessment of the damage that has occurred. Then we interview the clients and find out what their needs are. And the third step we do is we provide them food, clothing, and shelter according to their needs.
They needed car seats to get to their place of shelter that they had themselves arranged. Car seats for 4 little children, and the Red Cross was able to provide that.
When we do arrive, there are some people that are still surprised to see the American Red Cross on scene because they see us more as a national organization rather than a local organization. And they're very appreciative of the fact that we are there.
When we respond to a disaster scene, we find that people have lost most of their possessions. They feel very comforted in the fact that we came in to help support them in their physical and emotional needs.
One of the interesting things about the Red Cross is that there are a variety of opportunities for individuals that want to volunteer. You can do health services, you can do operations, you can do client services, you can do disaster assessment.
I became familiar with the Red Cross and decided when I retired it would be a good fit for me. I've been with the Red Cross Disaster Action Team for 10 years, and I've never regretted it for a moment.
When we respond to disasters, we see United Way funds directly at work. The food, clothing, and shelter that we provide comes directly from donations made by the local community.
Your United Way dollars help us do our work in American Red Cross. We appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kathy. I'm a former client of Friends of Abused Families. I entered the shelter 9 years ago this month. I was in an abusive relationship with my then husband. I was not aware that the shelter services were available. When I was going through potential separation from my husband at the time, I did not know where to turn, where to go. I did not realize I was in an abusive relationship. A friend of mine had suggested on a particularly bad day that I call a crisis intervention line to see what services were available in my area. And the crisis intervention line then gave me the number for Friends of Abused Families. I knew when I filed the divorce papers that our lives would be in danger. I had to be somewhere that he could not harm any of us. I had a bag of clothes for each of us, but when I was here, I saw women come in with nothing, the clothes on their back. The shelter bends over backwards to get you what you need, whether it's clothes, there's food, you never have to worry about that. It really is, it takes the turmoil of existing out of the picture. The counseling for me was a huge factor, to come in to realize that you're in an abusive relationship, to get that help, to get that to support. Abuse is, I think, unfortunately way more prevalent than what people realize. And without the services of the shelter and without it being here, these women would not be able to get help and would have nowhere to go. There are so many services that the shelter offers that without the funding that these donors provide would not be available. The donors that support this service are saving lives of women, saving lives of children, and future children, because the cycle needs to get broke.
Hello, my name is Randy Spalding, a dedicated supporter of our local United Way of Washington County. You just heard but a few examples of how United Way agencies have been making such a significant difference in our community. And by supporting this year's United Way campaign, you too can help a neighbor in need. Your gift, combined with others, can accomplish more than any single gift can on its own. That is the power of United Way. So please join me and give generously to this year's campaign. By living united, we can address today's needs and reduce tomorrow's. So whether you live or work in Allenton or Germantown, Hartford or Jackson, Kewaskum, Richfield, Slinger or West Bend, let's all join together and live united!